Think of videos as like an investment. Like right now, you guys have invested money, you guys have invested time to increase your knowledge so you can actually make more money and get more clear. So you're not guessing your way, you're not stalling yourself, you're not having this opportunity cost arise right in front of you.
Rahul and the guys at GSD. They do a phenomenal job, phenomenal service. They taught a bunch of our guys, I guess, like how to market themselves better, how to really dial their offers, and how to kind of get that kind of paid ad strategy going. Right now, paid ads is like paid book funnels. It feels like kind of like a mystical unicorn.
Hello, my name is Kat Howell, and I want to give a big shout out to Cody Getchell, who has been able to smash through an industry challenger series that has been set forth for some of the best Facebook media buyers in the industry.
What's up, everybody? My name is Mikey, and I just wanted to take a quick minute and give a shout out to Cody and Rahul. So before meeting Cody and Rahul and taking their course, I was beating my head against the wall. I was in a scared place because I didn't know how to close sales. I didn't know how to talk to clients or prospects, more so. I didn't know how to prospect to get people even to the point of wanting to talk to me. And so I was really at a point where I had no way of generating income for my business. And that all changed by simply taking their course.
I want to talk a little bit about how people actually succeed when they're looking for a mentor, when they're looking for coaching. Now, it might seem a little counterintuitive for me to be telling you when people shouldn't go for mentorship and coaching, because that's what we sell. But that's what I want to be, is straight with you, honest with you, and tell you what to do, because that's what I want to see, is your success.
Look at video as also an asset. Each one you do now actually explains what you do with clarity to your target audience. So now you don't have to say the same shit over and over and over again. You can start sending these videos in emails or put it on multiple social platforms, your website, your blog, wherever. It can get shared. So now you got this massive free distribution channel. And if you want to amplify it, you have paid traffic.
Look, our culture is all about taking action, getting shit done, not letting trying to be perfect stop you from being great.
Portland has 3 timeouts left. The Lakers have 2. Bryant to shot.
We're a digital marketing agency that helps coaches, consultants, and business owners scale their ads. Then on the GSD side, we have a coaching program where we teach you how to run an effective and profitable agency or coaching consulting business.
All right, guys, so if you've ever seen any of our content inside the GSD family, you've heard me talk a lot about this scary offer. All right, this is the core premise behind everything you're going to do for your organic marketing, for your paid traffic, all of that stuff. It's what we teach our students at the very beginning of everything, so that we can create a high ticket offer that attracts your ideal client directly to you.
Hey, huge shout out to Rahul and Cody with the GSD team. You guys are absolutely amazing. I just want to say thank you, first of all, for everything that you guys have done for me and my business. I was in a very troubled spot the beginning of the year. You guys were able to help me out. Your program is absolutely amazing. Whether you're new or you're experienced, there's stuff in there for everyone. And that's why I love the GSD program so much. I've tried other coaches before, and they just didn't have like the personal touch that I was looking for. You know, I needed someone to take a look at my business, figure out what I was doing wrong, and then give me actionable steps to move forward with that. So for all you guys out there, like if you're considering jumping in with GSD, or if you're on the fence with it, I would just say go ahead and do it. You know, jump in both feet first. You know, you have to invest in yourself. You have to invest in your company. You don't know everything. And what we do as entrepreneurs, you know, we want those quick solutions, and we have to be able to find a way to get those shortcuts to get to our goals ultimately. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate everything that you guys do. You guys are amazing.
The first pieces to the puzzle: offer, which leads into organic and can lead into paid. And I'm not saying you have to prove shit out in organic and then you go over to paid. You can jump right into it. If you have the budget, if you have the capabilities to do it, the offer can be fluctuated into the others, but this is a roadmap that you can follow to slowly earn your way up into scale, which is what we all want at the end of the day.
An order bump just simply means is when you see those little check boxes underneath the order form that says for an extra widget for only X dollars, you get this. So for example, what we do is when people jump into our challenge, but what we have is you register for $49.96 for a challenge. You get access to our 3-day event. And if you add the order bump, you're going to get our $35 million sales script framework that you can utilize for your own business. So now the order bump is $47. So now what this does, this liquidates our ads. We can, by the way, use all of this organically. We can update our profiles and promote it organically to the people we also already know and they like and trust us, okay?
If you're in this group and you're watching Raul and Cody on a regular basis and you haven't yet hired them, I can't think of better people to work with.
By the way, everyone that works with Raul succeeds, by the way, for the record.
What's up, everyone? My name is Brad Newman. I want to give a big shout out to Raul and Cody for being the fucking best Facebook ads agency there is out there.
Think about is that if I had not made that investment, I would be stuck back there at $10,000, $12,000 for an entire month. Now, I not only have the income coming in, but I've also got the tools, I've got the connections, I've got the community, and I know how to make more money. So even if something was to happen like tomorrow, I'm cool because I know how to pick up the phone, I know how to do some organic Facebook stuff, and I know how to find my next client, and I know how to make more money. And that to me is priceless.
Impact, and just want to create a quick testimonial video for Cody and Raul. They've been absolutely incredible in servicing our clients inside of our 7-Figure CEO program and helping them with their paid traffic. And they are actually our preferred partner as well. And they are absolutely incredible at what they do.
Me and Andrew have actually partnered with Raul and Cody over at Custom Creatives because what I found is that this is a necessary part of growth is entrepreneurs like yourself having front-end paid ads. And the most important thing when choosing and partnering with an agency is that the leaders of the agency must be teachers first.
He's adaptable across many different types of industries and niches. And if you get the opportunity to work with him, don't hesitate. Well done, Cody. Well deserved.
So hey guys, we're here with Rahul Alim of Custom Creatives. And I know a lot of you agency folks are struggling with generating more leads. Rahul, what's the answer?
I mean, I think the answer is really knowing and mastering your offer, your niche, your ideal customer, and then putting a predictable traffic source in place so you don't have to worry about those again.
So what does that mean for someone who they've only got a couple clients and they're trying to grow? When you say ideal customer, they don't know who the ideal customer is.
Okay, so what you're going to want to do is look at a piece of paper, write this down. We want to talk about who do you love working with from like an industry level? Can they afford your services? Are you capable of fulfillment? And that's pretty much the first level. Then we're going to write down something called the Dream 100, which will give you guys some worksheets so you don't have to really stress too hard on this video here. But that's how you identify exactly who you work with. So when you're doing your marketing, you're doing your offers, it's actually resonating with them right away. So it's easy for them to understand and solve their biggest problems, which is going to be lead generation for your clients as well.
Well, if you're an agency and need to grow in digital marketing, you've got to get in this group. Rahul and Cody and all of us here, we are generating 100K of revenue in this GSD challenge. And if you're even not in this challenge, you've got to find out how this whole thing works, because this is how you grow. This is how you generate leads. This is how you maintain great customer relationships. There's a lot of people out there teaching folks how to do 7-figure agencies. And not to say that other techniques don't work, but with Rahul and Cody, you're teaching from their direct example, and because they care so much, and I've seen them over the years, this is a great program. And unlike what I teach, which may be very difficult and complex, their stuff is easier to follow. So especially when you are at the starting stages, just trying to get to 10K a month or trying to get to 80K a month, which brings you to be a 7-figure agency, these are the steps you need to follow.
Through their consistent coaching, they were always on top of responses. Anytime I had a question, they answered right away. It gave me every opportunity to learn about any way of handling objections, of, talking to clients, kind of controlling the narrative, really figuring out a way to connect with people, and then having certain strategies for different moments, whether it was getting the close and getting the contract signed, or it was discovering pain points and figuring out, what to talk about and what to dial in on and keep the conversation geared towards. And there's so much more to all this, and I'm kind of jumping around a little bit, but the bottom line is that the value I got from this course, I've already 20x'd. So, and that's, 3-4 weeks in, it's insane.
Now, of course, guys, like we talked about before, all of our students that have implemented this, that's how they've built their dream businesses. When the people have showed up, when the people get shit done, when they actually do the stuff that we give them and they put in the work, they're able to build businesses that they can rely on, businesses that crush it for them, businesses that allow them to live the life that they want, right? And what did I say yesterday, guys? We're building and acting. What are the next two words? We're building and acting as if. We're creating a business as if we're already that business. As in, I might be my accountant, salesperson, setter, and rep, but I'm still going to set up the SOPs and roles so that as I grow into it and can scale.
We're going to be running effective ads. We're going to be focusing on ROI. And I'm going to show you just one campaign, walk you through how we just 8x'd it just recently. Okay. So the first step is know your numbers, the outcome. Our outcome was to drive people into a funnel to collect information so they can join one of our challenges. So now we knew we had a challenge funnel.
It is very, very hard to basically accomplish the targets within this challenge, which includes scaling targets, it includes cost per lead targets, it includes the ability to work with webinar funnels and all of these funnels that online coaches and information products need. And Cody knocked it out of the park.
I know a lot of people in this industry, and I've had a lot of them, basically tested a lot of them out. And a lot of it is a bunch of bark but no bite. And I will say it's very, very hard, as Cody said, to find people that are good at what they do.
Unlike what I teach, which is maybe very difficult and complex, their stuff is easier to follow.
So definitely check him out. And if you haven't had the opportunity to work with him yet, you should.
That are insane legends in the field. And he's compounded all this information down into actionable systems. Hire him. Do it. Just take the next step.
One thing I really love about, what you guys have created too is like every single day you guys have a call, right? You're checking in on everybody in the personal group. You guys you get just so incredibly active.
Hey, we see a lot of agencies that are struggling because they can't get leads. They're working as hard as they can. They're not making money. Their sales conversations aren't closing. They have lots of tools and lots of crazy things to be looking at. We have got the answer for you on how you can get to $10,000 a month.
We've condensed 17 years of content just to get you there. So from sales, from positioning, marketing, offers, niches.
We implemented your guys' techniques basically when we hit the ground running, starting the agency last year. And within, I think it was 2 months, we had 44K in retainers. And organic outreach it's the golden goose that keeps on giving. Paid ads, they can flop, they get messy, there's a lot to it. But once you have a system in place that feeds your pipeline daily, it's something you can depend on. And honestly, your sales go up too because you're getting more appointments and you're getting better at your pitch, and it just kind of snowballs on it.
All right, let's go. Who's here, guys? Come on. Why is everybody hiding away? It's just me and Rob mosh pitting over here alone by ourselves. Come on camera, guys. You guys have been here. A lot of you guys, I know you've been on my trainings before. I know you know that I spend the first 5 seconds just harping on all of you people to come on camera. Okay, we're here to participate. I'm not here to just bark at people, talk at you, let you guys sit there, half fall asleep, not do shit with anything I give you. I want to be into it. I want us to be interacting. Otherwise, what's the point of being on the Zoom, right? What was the point of showing up in the first place? We got Dave driving. Don't kill yourself, Dave. I appreciate you coming on camera. And everybody else, pay attention, wake up. Every now and then, if you start to fall asleep, you tell me in the chat. We'll take a moment. We'll do some Ric Flair woos. We'll shake around a little bit. You know, we're going to really get this shit rocking and rolling. Rahul, are you here, my man? I thought you weren't going to be able to make it right at the beginning, but if you're here, I'm going to make sure your co-hosting can let people in. Is that fair? You here?
I'm gonna be in and out of here. I'm just at the location that is hard to be at.
Okay, cool.
But I'll be in and out.
Jason, if you're going to be here for a while, Jason, I'm going to give you co-host ability too. Just let people in as they trickle through. You guys know how this works. So if whoever sees them, just let people in. That's it. So I'm going to make you co-host. There we go. Cool. Guys, today is going to be something really cool, I think. It's something unique. It's something a little bit different, and it's something that really fits the mold of where we are, not just economically speaking as a group of people everywhere, but it's just, you know, what we want to be doing, whether you're an agency, whether you're a coach, or whether you're doing something else on here, right? I think our goal, number one, is to, of course, build the life of our dreams, make the money, all that shit. But you know what they say about chasing money, right? If you chase money, it runs away, right? So the other goal that we should have as a group of people is to help as many people as possible. And that has an amazing, beautiful side effect of making you money, because when you solve bigger problems and you solve more of them, right, you get paid for it, because that's what life is. So when you focus on that and you focus on size of impact, but also size of problem, you're able to really, really, really make shit happen. Today, we're going to talk about how we can help a much larger size of our audience, a much bigger part, how we can, you know, get shit done. In case for those who are unfamiliar with us, we use the symbol of the wolf because wolf packs are stronger together. The lone wolf tends to die off, but if you got a wolf pack, you've got a whole group of friends supporting you and moving along, you're usually able to make it anywhere you go. And we call ourselves Get Shit Done because, well, I'm from the East Coast and I can't stop swearing, so I decided to just put it in my name overall. And we're all about accountability. We're all about actual family. We're all about pushing each other up the hill. I find that there's a lot of things out in the world right now where people get lost, confused, dazed. They're thinking to themselves, you know, I have the same exact strategies and tools as every other idiot around me, but they all seem to be getting to that next level, right? And so I oftentimes use an analogy, right? Two people who go into a gym. Okay, those two people, they go into the gym the same time every day. They got the same body type, same motivation. They eat the same food. And every single day, they go into this gym using the same damn equipment. But after about 6 months, one of them comes out with the body of their dreams, and the other one is still pretty much exactly where they were when they walked in. Now, can anybody tell me in the chat who has not heard me tell this metaphor before? I know all you guys in the GSD have heard me use this before. Anybody new want to tell me in the chat why they think it is that one person was able to come out with the body of their dreams and the other wasn't, when they're using the same exact tools, same strategy, same everything inside this gym, but one person was able to make it happen and the other wasn't? Because they didn't stuff their face. That could be it. That could be a part of it, right? Dedication. No, they've all got the same motivation, same dedication. They worked the same hours. They went and did the same thing, right? The answer here, guys, there we go. Somebody, now you guys are starting to cheat because I told you not to answer if you're in the GSD, but it's because one of them brought coaches, a person, a magic trump card that went with them to the gym and actually showed them how to use the strategies, how to use those tools to actually get the success they want. And that's the difference between a person
who actually knows what they're doing, and the other guy who went there by himself. And I think everybody who's ever been to a gym before can recognize this guy wandering around on his phone, going from some chest stuff to, maybe I'll do some leg stuff over here. I'm going to do 20 minutes of cardio because I really don't know what the fuck to do. And then they exit the gym feeling all good. All they've really done is maybe work off some of the weight and not build any specific muscle set, and on and on and on. And so they end up wondering, well, I spent the same 20 hours this week at the gym as you. Why do you look so fucking good? And I just feel like an idiot, sore, can't do shit, not better at anything, not bigger for anything. And I'm just left confused. A lot of people, that's what their businesses are like, for a multitude of reasons. One, because you're trying to do it yourself. Two, because you got a program, but the coach doesn't show up. Three, I mean, that one there, guys, I don't know how many people in here have invested in a program into the person they were thinking was going to teach them, and then basically never saw that person ever again. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Right? Yeah, pretty much every fucking person on my whole screen. Hate that shit, because that's not you getting the insight you need. That might as well just be buying the strategy yourself. You're getting a hand-me-down process. You know what a hand-me-down process is good for? Nothing. It might as well be the video. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter how good the employee that's now teaching you it is, but they did the same thing you're doing. You just watched the video, did the stuff, and did it. They don't have the insight, how it was created, why it worked in the first place, how to fix shit that doesn't go the right way. And so that is what we do here, right? And that's what you guys are all here to be a part of. And that's my very, very long-winded way of saying, make sure you got your damn camera on, because today is going to be good. And we want to participate. Is that making sense now for everybody? Why we want to participate, why we want to have the actual videos on. Drop me, you guys are going to get used to this. You'll probably smash the button right off your thing by today, but drop me a 1 in the chat, please and thank you. Cool. All right, guys. So what we're going to be learning about today specifically is what I call the reverse high ticket method. All right. What does that actually mean? What do I mean reverse high ticket method? Well, specifically, if you guys have been paying attention, and let's drop a 1 in the chat too, if this makes sense. How many times over the last year, don't put a 1 in chat, put an actual number. How many times over the last year do you think you've personally heard the advice, raise your prices, and that will solve everything? Raise your prices, guys. You want to make 10K, just fuck it. You're selling 1K package, just go sell a 10K package. It'll be just as easy. Those people, it's the same buying process, sales process, everything. Forget everything else, like whether you're worth 10K or not, or whether you even have an audience that could pay 10K or not. Forget all that shit. Charge more and go make that money, right? Nico says 10,000 times. Leia says too much, too many to count, a few times at least. Exactly. Because if there's one thing that our industry is really good at, it's parroting bullshit. If a line sounds good, everybody wants to start using it. Then there'll be a masterclass out on it. And then there'll be a fucking this, that, and the other thing. And it's like, oh, okay, all right, well, sure. Why not? Let me just say that thing over and over again. Everybody seems to engage on that content. Let's do it. I mean, how many of us saw that fucking meme, right? $500 client versus $50,000 client. And I know you guys can all visualize it right in your head, right immediately, because every single person in the entire world, and probably some of you, and that's okay, shared that meme. Because of course, logically, that makes sense. The $50,000 client doesn't give you as much shit as the $500 client. That is probably true, except for if you set the right boundaries and have the right methodology behind it. And so the reverse high ticket method, guys, is about taking something different and creating money, process, and not leaving people behind. Specifically, what we're going to be going over is how we stopped doing lead gen and we started doing customer generation. All right. So what we did, what we realized, and we're going to really dive into that today, is we were wasting a lot of our resources because we weren't actually doing anything with them. And all of the advice was, well, if they can't afford your shit, then leave them behind. If we can't actually get them to pay the high ticket thing, then stop talking to them because they're a waste of your fucking time. And when I say the words like this with the tonality that basically implies that's dumb, right? If it wasn't for that, like, do you guys understand? And do you feel why when you start to say that out loud, that doesn't make much sense? And I want you to realize 2 things when I say things like this. One, that a person can say different things in a different way with different tonality and make you come to
epiphanies all by themselves. I happen to be good at that. I've talked to people for a long time. I've taught people for a long time. And I want you to recognize that that doesn't make it true. I want you to come to your own conclusions, but I also do it that way so that you guys can realize that a person like me who sits up here on camera and just says shit with confidence or different tonality can alter what you think, and you should learn to put up a little bit of a resistance to that, because you're going to run into that a lot in life, right? And so that's how you ended up in the situation first, where you were like, yeah, of course, charge more money, that'll solve all my problems. And now you're hearing me say, well, maybe don't do that. You're like, okay, maybe don't do that, right? We want to think freely and direct ourselves. Does that kind of make sense? Drop a 1 in the chat if I'm making sense so far. Good. What, 2, 3? What do we got? 50 people asleep. Ones. There we go. Good, guys. All right. So specifically, we're going to talk about how we stopped doing lead gen, started doing customer generation, and we managed to get 193. I think we're up over 200 now. Customers at a $47 per month recurring revenue, all from our simple email list, our Facebook friends, our free group, monetizing these free people in under 30 days. Okay, we're going to talk about how that also had a couple of other effects, and we're going to get into that in a second, but it was allowed us to double our closing rate. It's allowed us to create a lot more high ticket people. I think all of our high ticket upgrades in the last month, a lot of them anyway, I'd say 75% of them anyway, have been from that community. And there's a lot of reasons for that. And we're going to really dive into that today, how it helps you. By charging less, you can get more high ticket sales. And that's because we get to meet people where they are, nurture them a little bit, and kind of take it to that next level. So specifically, guys, what we teach inside the GSD: traffic, sales systems, organic, paid frameworks, sales role plays, SOPs, hiring. This is the complete 7-figure puzzle, how we can get to 100K months by implementing all of this kind of stuff. Now, we're not going to be able to get into all of that stuff ever on any of these masterclasses. So hopefully you guys can understand that. Now, we're not a bunch of bullshit artists. I like to do these kind of things up front. Who's surprised by the words, hey guys, there's going to be some offers today? Anybody surprised? Raise your hand if you're surprised. Let me look at all your faces. Let's just have a moment where we look at all your faces. Who's surprised? No? Cool. We've all been here before. We've done this before. Yes. So we're not going to hide some offers until the very end of the day today. That's not how I do shit. I like to get it out of the way. We make all this shit happen so that we can talk about it. There's going to be 2 offers. One of them specifically is going to be how we can be your coach at that gym, so that you don't have to be the guy wandering around, stumbling from strategy to strategy, tool to tool, thinking, how the fuck do I use all this? And how can I avoid being the guy that doesn't get it done, right? Specifically, I've told you already, the culture, right? Get Shit Done is not just the name of our program. It's a lifestyle. And the lifestyle is built around taking imperfect action. It's about putting in the work, being accountable. Notice how I'm not talking about proven strategies and shit that we do. I think if any of you guys have signed up for any of our shit, you've watched the 100+ testimonials we have. You've seen a bunch of our shit that we have for follow-ups. We've been doing this for 3 years in the coaching program. We've run an agency now for me 10+ years. We're 15, right? You guys get it. We know our shit. We have shit that works. But the point is we show up. And on top of that, the layer on top of that really is the coach at the gym scenario. It's the fact that myself and Rahul, and there's some GSD people in here who could vouch for this, actually do ourselves at least 4 of the calls every single week personally still, allow people to have one-on-one attention when they need it, and allow us to kind of take everything to that next level, providing our insight for shit that needs to happen, shit that needs to work. That to me is the game changer. And when you fall down, everyone does, and it's okay. The community is there to pick your ass up and make shit happen. We have a couple of different ones that I'll tell you about in a second, but it's really the rising tide lifts all boats scenario that, in my opinion, makes this whole thing work. Because when you're left out in the cold, right? What did I say at the beginning of this? The lone wolf dies, right? But the pack survives. The pack is what helps everybody push it through. And when you need to be able to take that next step, sometimes the best thing to do is to buy a group of better friends. Imperfect action, being selfish, and just a general community of holding you accountable to getting shit done. So the first thing I'm going to say, we're going to make this offer right up front, guys. We drop a $7 intro link, okay, to our VIP. This is going to have a few things I'm going to tell you about. Jason, if you've got the link handy, I mean, I don't know if you're here or not, but if you could drop the link to the $7 specific one. We only do these $7 intros
for holidays and or for these master classes. So it's normally the Diamond Club that I'm talking about right now. It's very, very easy, very cheap. They get $47 a month is what it goes into, but you guys all get a link on these kind of things to just try it out for the first month for $7. You get a bunch of shit I'm going to go over. But the added bonus is days like today are always in 2 parts. Okay, so we do this training for the first little while, and then we leave this, and then we go to the VIP room. You know, it's where very important people hang out, is kind of the point. And we get real intimate. We get to just sit on Zoom. Everybody gets to ask their questions. We get to really go into details about everything that they might want about the training we just did today. To me, that's super important. We're going to be doing it today as well. And really all you guys got to do is skip Starbucks tomorrow, and you can try it. Everything else as well, we're going to be showing assets along the way on this training. You get those if you're in the VIP room. You do not get them if you're not in the VIP room. The replays, same thing. You get them if you're in the VIP room. You don't get them if you're not. You just get to hang out with us for the first little bit. One other thing that they get to do is sit by side every week. We do these every Thursday. They get to sit with us every single week. They get the direct coaching at the end of every single week on top. The VIP rooms, guys. And can somebody from the VIP room unmute yourself and tell me, what do you think of the VIP room? Do you think it's worth it? The extra added. Who said that?
I did.
Yeah. What do you think? You're a couple of weeks in now, right? 3 weeks in. How have you enjoyed the VIP room part, like the after part?
Oh my gosh, there's so much support. It's incredible. And it's like, I mean, I just, I throw in questions or whatever. And like, you know, when sometimes it gets really, really lonely, you know, when you're trying to build something and everybody thinks you're crazy and, you know, they're like, what are you doing? And then just being in a community where people are like, yeah, this is what we're doing, you know, and people who help out, like, it's just like, it's a big deal.
That support structure, honestly. So in the VIP, everybody gets it was on one of the next slides. You get your own private networking chat is what we call it. And there's a couple hundred people in there and they talk to one another, right? And they are in there just specifically to help one another out. They're just in there helping all the time. And I mean, look, you guys, obviously everybody wants my brain or Rahul's brain, and that's fucking great. But what about the rising tide that lifts all boats? What about the other 200 people that are also on that same path as you, who are facing the same struggles as you are, who are all willing to help and network with one another? There is no dumb questions in a community and in a wolf pack and a bunch of people who are going to make shit work, right? And so that's kind of how that goes. I see some hands up, guys. Are do you guys have questions already, or are you just statements and stuff that you want to make? Or I see Megan, Coach Lee, and Jen's raising her hand. Anybody who wants to unmute, go ahead. We'll take a couple seconds here and then I'll move on.
I just wanted to say I've been in with GSD for the past year, and I've been at this entrepreneur game for 5 years, and nothing has gotten me quicker, faster to where I'm trying to be than being in this mentorship group. And I just think for anybody who is questioning it, kind of like, does this work? I can tell you, as someone who has thought too much about my business, being in a group of people who have already made it or are on their way, I'm always learning something new. So don't get on your phone, don't check out, like, really be attentive, because even if this is the only time you're with this community, you will learn something that will take you leaps and bounds of where you are. So
appreciate you, Coach Lee. Thanks so much for that. And then Jen?
Yeah, so I came in from a challenge, and I was actually familiar with GSD because one of my clients was in the program. And when it was time to part ways, I only wanted to hold on because I wanted to keep being a part of seeing everything that was going on and being a part of it. So I joined the Diamond Club and then joined GSD. And I'm telling you guys, connectivity is really huge for me. And if I was in a group where I wasn't getting to connect with the people who I was there to see, I wouldn't do it. It would just be really discouraging for me. And all the different calls during the week, there's such a I think, how do you guys do it? Cody, Rahul, how do you guys do it? And you're present, and I know you manage your time. You have such great insight. You always answer our questions. I'm so grateful to be here, and no matter how big I get, I don't ever want to leave. You know I'm going places, but I just want to be here and stay in this place. You guys are my people, the kind of people I want to be around. I'm so honored to be in your guys' presence, and you care about your people. It's very, very obvious, and I love being here. So if anyone isn't in any of these groups, $7 today, seriously, if you don't, I guess you don't want to succeed, because seriously, you got to be here.
That just proves that, you know, a cup of Starbucks is more important. That's fine. People are allowed to do that. But I appreciate the hell out of you, Jen. Thank you so much, guys. I mean, if you guys, everybody's, I promise we can keep doing it. Let's be quick because I don't want to spend all day just, you know, patting myself.
Yeah,
I love you guys.
I'll just jump in real quick, Cody.
Yeah.
I've been I did the challenge as well and joined the VIP. And I find these rooms so important for me, just as a learning curve and meeting with people, and the community is amazing. And to that end, I actually moved my own networking meeting in my group an hour earlier so I can be here, because that's how important this is to me. It's just, it's an amazing group of people. It's so friendly. And it seems to be, we attract the same kind of people. So we're all meeting the same kind of people. So if you're not spending $7, give up the coffee for a day, join the group, come along, share your knowledge and learn some from the rest of the people in this group.
Yeah, and I think that one thing that you said right there is super important. It attracts the same kind of people, right? And that's what I really try to emphasize here with my monologues is like, well, why wouldn't you want to be surrounded by other people struggling the same way you're struggling, breaking through the same way you are, and sharing that kind of stuff, right? Go ahead, Robert.
Yeah, just for anybody that's watching, and when I first looked at the $7 model and I looked at all the things that these guys are doing, I said to myself, these guys must be nuts. You know, I'm like, it's just, how could you do this? Because I'm a real estate coach, been in the business 20 years. I've sold over 1,000 properties. I've been in the top 5% in the nation. And I used to run a Keller Williams office in Fort Lauderdale. And I even have a couple of folks in here that were in my office when I was running it. And I tell you this, man, I've never connected with such a reputable group of coaches and trainers to help people sincerely grow their business. Because the moment I switched from real estate to coaching and training, I had to now get my clients organically and get them through ads. And I'm telling you, these guys have saved me tons of money, tons of headaches, tons of efforts. So I'm eternally grateful for the VIP and everything that you offer.
Thank you so much, Robert. All right, Matt, and then we'll get into some stuff. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, I'll just say, if anyone's like me, I'm not like as community oriented. I really joined this because I just wanted to like get shit done and get information. And I'm pretty busy, as we all are. And sometimes I've had to like pop into calls right at the end or only be in for like 5 minutes. And 100% of the time I've done that, I've popped in, gotten my shit answered, and been able to go on with my day. Like, it's been the most efficient, like 10-minute drop in when I've needed to do that, where I just get what I fucking need and then I can move on and go back to making money. So if you're more like that, I just wanted to say you get that too.
Love it. Guys, can we take a second? Everybody come off mute. I'm going to mute you again, but everybody come off mute. Give some love to these guys. Like, that was fantastic. I want people to contribute, share. Woo! Get some energy going. Yeah. Cool. All right. Some of you guys, a couple of you guys private messaged me and said, where do I get cool backgrounds like what David Dyer has up? It's in the group, our free group, 7 Figures GSD group, where a lot of you guys came from. In the guide section, there's a whole bunch of backgrounds and stuff. If you want to look cool like him, that's where you do it. As for how to set it up, that'll be a different call because that's a techie question. So let's get into some shit. Oh, by the way, a couple more quick little hit bonuses for the VIP if you want to join. Here's a couple of additional reasons. I'm going to go through it quickly. The SaaS Foundations 2.0 course, which is an organic marketing focused thing. If you want to learn how people are generating money, leads and shit for free off Facebook and make thousands and thousands of dollars, like a lot of these guys who just talked are using this exact strategy. That's a whole course for free in there. The SaaS Agency Foundations course is a 50 video course teaching you how you can create a SaaS on the back of a system called Go High Level, as well as a whole bunch of other low ticket stuff that I'm going to talk a little bit about today. And it's absolutely 100% in there. So you can get all of that stuff for $7. And then if you're, don't like any of it, you can not pay again and just have Starbucks next month. I don't know. That's what it is. So hop in there, guys, grab it, and let's make shit happen. So what are we going to be learning today? Jason's going to drop the link one more time. And if you got questions, by the way, Jason, my man, wave a little bit, say hello, unmute, say hello.
Hello, what's up?
Good. See, Jason's always filled with energy. I talk about it all the time. And he's going to be here. He's going to be the right-hand man today, helping you guys out. If you have questions and shit about anything, okay, including the $7 thing. If for some reason you're like, I gotta ask 20 questions before I pay $7, man, I gotta have my questions answered. We're cool with that. I'm pointing you down to my man down there. He'll help you out with that, and anything else along the way, he's the one to help you out. Okay, cool. Everybody thumbs up, ready to rock, ready to rock. Cool, guys. I'm pretty excited about this because this is a truly unique thing that we're going to be rolling out interesting offers for around it as well along the way. And what I'm teaching today, I mean, Rob just talked today, Robert, he literally hopped into this VIP thing and was just like, wow, this is such a cool idea, and just did it. He started a page just the same way. He launched a little product like that, and I think he's got a handful of people, right? So it doesn't take a huge list or even training to do it. It's a cool idea, and it works for people. He's not the only one. We've had about 6 people implement this same concept just watching us do it. And now that we've refined it a little bit, it's been super helpful to get people going. So we're going to be learning 3 main things. Okay. Number 1, conceptually, what is the reverse high ticket method? How can you generate paying subscribers instead of time wasting leads by doing the opposite of what everyone else has been telling you to do? We're going to be conceptualizing the how you can do all this stuff, but also the why, where this fits into a larger programmatic structure. Now, even for all of you guys in the GSD, right, you're going to see some interesting pieces that get put into what we've always been talking about, right, before, and different things like the Basecamp offer, the scary offer, the structure of your value ladder. This today, I think, is going to be huge for even you guys who have been here a long time, because it's going to be the first time that we're teaching this. So I think it's going to be huge for us to understand that. Our framework that's been turning our followers and lists into buyers and creates recurring revenue at the same time. So this is going to be, how did we actually make that happen? And then specifically how we've been increasing closing rates, right? Being able to monetize about 80% of your sales calls, all by utilizing this specific thing. Okay. Now, Rahul, are you still here or not, man? We had a visualization experience that we normally do with Rahul, but I don't think he's here. We'll have to try and do something else. So let me stop right there. These 3 secrets, everybody excited, interesting. Let me know in the chat. If it's a hell yes, let me know in the chat. If it looks boring as fuck and you just already ready to sign off, I don't know what to tell you. I want to know that everybody's excited with the shit that I teach. Your energy feeds my energy, and we get to make this shit happen. All right, we have hell yes, hell yes, hell yes, hell yes. This also proves to me that you're alive, you're functional as a human. Everything is still there, so that I know I got an audience of people who are sitting in here with me. Good, good, cool. All right, good. So now, let's do a little exercise. So normally at this point, what we do is with Rahul, we do a visualization exercise. He's had a bit of an emergency, so he's not able to do that today. So what I want to do with all of you guys is, we're not going to dive deep into this, but what I do want to do is I want us to all sit and have a moment where we talk about what we're going to be doing next. Okay. So what I teach inside the GSD is what we call the solvable problem. Right? It's a lot different than the normal goals for what you would normally be asked to do. When a person comes into the program, normally I ask them, hey, where do you want to be? Their answer inevitably, right, as a goal is 10K a month, 50K a month, 100K a month, more than that. And I'm like, okay, cool. Why? They're like, well, what do you mean why? I'm like, well, why do you want that money? I don't know. It's what Tom down the road or Harry on Facebook told me. I don't know. That's what the thing is. They're doing it. I want to do it. Right? Chasing. Now, what I talk about all the time is act and build as if. Create a solvable problem, attach a real fucking goal to it, and create that. Let that be your North Star. So there's 2. I don't know why I have all these gym analogies all of a sudden. I don't even go to the gym that much, but when you wake up one day, you're like, shit, I'm overweight. Most people, they're like, I got to work out more. I got to eat better. They're just, fuck, whatever, more. And they draw these straight lines to these conclusions. They're like, okay, if I just do this for a while, I'll be fine. But what almost always happens is 2-3 weeks into that, you get sick. Something bad happens. Or maybe you're just having a fucking lazy day and you don't want to do it, whatever it all happens. But almost always what happens at that point is you just stop. You don't get back into it afterwards, and it all falls apart. And that's for a few reasons. 1, you're not tracking it properly. And 2, you don't actually have a North Star goal. And a lot of you guys, when you learn these strategies and you learn stuff that we teach all the time, right? This is the problem with it, is you'll take it
and you'll go do it and you'll be like, this is how I'm going to make $50,000 a month. And you go and you do it for a couple of weeks and you don't make it, or you don't close a deal right away, or something doesn't go quite right. And then you're just like, fuck it. And you give up and you throw it to the side and you're on to the next shiny object. Maybe you're going to do some TikTok. Maybe tomorrow you're going to launch a podcast. And the next week you want to do a YouTube channel and you're like, well, I got 3 followers, 4 followers, 100 over here. What are you doing? You're not sticking with anything. You're not pushing the flywheel in the same direction enough. And so what I want you guys to all do right now is to come up with your North Star. Okay. And what that means to me is creating a goal that is a few things. One, lifestyle. What does that mean? It means, do you need to replace a current income? That's a number. Do you want to travel more? That's a number. Do you want to retire your spouse maybe, right? That's a number. Then we get business. Do you want to have a certain amount of impact? Meaning you need to scale to a certain amount of clients to be able to help as many people as you wanted to help. Okay. Do you want to give your team a raise? Do you want to have a team in the first place? Right? And all of these numbers should equate to an actual goal. Solvable problem goal. Now you take that goal and you work your way backwards. Okay, backwards to now. Meaning, close rate, show rate, outreach to call rate, right? And you can now build a map just from this to a North Star from where you are right now. So what I want to do is I want us to take a second. Okay, I'm going to put a timer on. We're going to do 2 minutes. I know it's not a lot of time, but I want you to at least try to start this process. I want you to really, really, really sit with it. Okay, because I'll tell you right now, as a person who's done a lot of these things, more clients does not equal more money always, or more freedom. More employees definitely does not always equal more freedom. These are not straight line things. People think that making a shit ton of money means you've got it all figured out. But I'll tell you right now, you get bigger and bigger, different problems arise, and you have to then decide, cool, well, if I wanted to travel all the time, if I wanted to spend time with my family all the time, I'm going in the opposite direction. So what's the life you want? Attach a number to that, create a predictable system for it to stay there. So we're going to sit for a minute, okay? It's 2:38 p.m. At 2:40 p.m., we're going to actually come back and I'm going to get you guys to drop in the chat what your solvable problem number is. Jason, can you get Edward in the chat is looking for the VIP link? Here it is. It's right here at the top. I'll do it too. So I'm going to mute out. Everybody write your solvable problem. Take a minute, go through this exact process. We'll be back at 2:40. Do it though. Do it, right? We're taking interaction. We're doing this shit together. Do it and then drop it in the chat when you're done. All right, who has created themselves a problem? Drop it in the chat, or if you're somewhere else, drop it in the comments, drop it in the chat below so that we can start to see it. This is a way of committing to this so that we have this goal, right? When you start to figure it out, when you have that number, work your way backwards, guys, so that you know, cool, how many customers do I need, right? How many recurring customers do I need? How many calls do I have to book? Right, so Leah says $12,000 a month, right? There we go, 12K per month. Rob says add another 20K per month. Good, guys, keep dropping these in, 10K a month and above, 20K a month of income, right? Now, having this be an actual thing now, a North Star, where it's like, now it's not just the money, right? And I want that to be understood. Now it's not just that number, it's the shit that comes along with that number. When that number becomes our floor, we're going to be talking a lot about floors today. When that number becomes our floor, becomes our truth now, we achieve that freedom, that lifestyle, that business that we wanted. And that has much more meaning to us, to drag us forward, to be the magnet that brings us to the rest of our life, right? Than anything else we're doing. Keep dropping those in there, guys. I love it. Cool. So let's talk about this, guys. We built this for a reason. So a low ticket membership, instead of just raising our prices over and over and over and over and over again, we did the opposite, really. We did it because honestly, guys, we're starting to get a little bit stuck. Our numbers are starting to plateau month by month. We're starting to get to that point where it's like, okay, how many more people can we pull out of this for high ticket without being able to find a way to nurture people in between? And we were leaving people behind. In fact, I came to the conclusion, I'm a data guy. You know, I build a lot of shit. I track a lot of numbers. And let me know if this is also familiar to you guys. I came to the conclusion that based on who we were bringing in, based on the number of people that we were bringing into the top of the funnel and the number of people actually coming out the bottom of the funnel, we were wasting 90% plus of our resources and our time. Who else thinks that that's what they're doing? By talking to people who just aren't there yet, by throwing people away, by saying, you can't afford this exact thing yet, so I can't talk to you. And therefore 90% of your effort, resources, time is spent wasted with these kind of folks. Drop something in the chat, right? Look at this, right? I think we all do that. I think you all do it too. I think that's why we're talking about this today. So I agree, yeah. 100%. And we were doing the same thing. And I think it's important for you guys to know that, you know, it might look to a lot of people, me and Rahul try to be real a lot of the time, right? And you're going to see social media is a highlight reel. That's the way it is, especially for all of our businesses. That makes sense. But I do like to get real with you guys every now and then. It's not just you, it's us too. We were stuck. We were leaving people behind, and we were feeling like we were getting a lot of people, leaving them sitting there wasting our resources. And so real quick, before I dive into what that means, I do want to introduce ourselves. There is at least a few of you guys who have no idea who the fuck I am. You're like, this guy with the beard and the weird hockey jersey has just been rambling on for 40 minutes. Who the fuck are you? I can't believe you stayed this long. So obviously the monologue must have been somewhat good. So let's talk about what that is. Rahul, are you here to introduce yourself? I can't tell if you're here or not here. I keep seeing your name pop up.
I am here.
All right. This is my partner. He usually talks more sometimes, but anyway, introduce yourself at least.
I mean, a lot of you guys may know me, a lot of you guys may not. I'm gonna let you guys just read the screen this time around, but I've started an agency way back in the 2004 era. I don't know if some of you guys may not have been born yet or just being little babies. Some of you guys may know what that era looked like. So we started a digital marketing agency, closed a bunch of small accounts, struggled like everybody else, found our rhythm, specifically what Cody's teaching right now, going with the reverse high ticket. And that allowed us to acquire accounts like realtor.com, advertise.com, CBS, Geico. It came through a lot of pains and struggles to be able to close bigger accounts, but we used this exact same model, the reverse high ticket, to get our foot in the door, to get the bigger fish, the bigger retainers, the ascension model, just working with those large brands. Got a chance to meet some really fucking badass people, 7, even 8, 9-figure people like the CEO of Sunny Home Entertainment. So we've kind of well educated ourselves with a lot of mentorship from ourselves, but also building this vast network, because a lot of people say it's not what you know, it's who you know, but it's really who knows you. And that's really important. And we won some of those cool little awards that you see in the picture, the ClickFunnels stuff and some other ones, but we've made millions for our company, and we kind of want to share and expose what we can do to help other people to do the same model. But it takes a couple things. Number one, hard fucking work, hard fucking focus, and then just go do the shit that you're uncomfortable doing and you'll get it. Because we all started with nothing. We were all babies. We learned how to walk. We didn't give up and say, fuck it, this walking thing's really hard. Let me quit now. Right. So it's going to only, when you start your business, it's the same thing. It's going to be hard no matter what you want to be good at. Just keep going and time will prevail. You just have to have those tools, those skills, and just get the right trajectory, the right path and roadmap and blueprints. And everybody is destined to be millionaires. It's no longer a dream and an idea and a wish list. It's just, it's like inching closer to it until you have it. And that's what we want to make sure that you guys get out of this. And I love this training. This is probably my favorite one. Just because I know the power of it when you stick with it, because it's so easy to pivot. It's so easy to fucking change and go in a whole different direction. But when you change, guess what you're doing? You're actually starting from scratch over and over, thinking that the grass could be greener on the other side. And it's really not. The grass is always greener on the commitment you have, the commitment to focus, the commitment to make something work. And that's my bio.
Love it. Cool. And me, I've talked a lot today, so I'm not going to monologue, but founded a successful marketing agency in 2012, handled millions of ad spend for lots of people, some of the biggest people around. We still run their marketing departments, have small chunks of their shit. So we're in there with a lot of these people, what we're doing. Won a couple of these wonderful things, and owner of a couple of different 7-figure businesses in specifically the niches that you guys are all coming from, the industries that you guys are all working for. So, you know, we know what we're doing, and that's the point. So today, guys, let's dig in a little bit. All right. So the old way of doing things, probably the way you guys are all doing it right now, is what we call the funnel. Hey guys, you guys are one funnel away, right? I think that's what it is. One funnel, and then everything will be solved. I think that was the saying that we've all been taught for the last like 5 years. So here's the problem with this funnel. Can anybody point it out to me? Actually, somebody want to drop in the chat what they view is wrong with this structure now that you've heard me talk about this for 50 minutes already. I've given away some of this stuff as we've been going along. So who can tell me what is wrong with this picture right now? Few options, he says. Upside down, Fred says. That's an interesting concept, upside down. I don't hate that. Waste of a lot of energy and time, Matt says. Yep, that's the one. So Jen can't see anything on the screen. Oh, well, I'm assuming based on everybody else talking that they can. So somebody give me a thumbs up if I am showing something on my screen.
You're showing something.
Okay, good. They don't trust you enough. I don't see anything on the screen. I like that they don't trust you anything enough. Yep. And then the wasting a lot of time and energy, 100%. Yep. Not selling to ideal, not bringing in customers who will succeed. They don't trust you. There are 1,000 other things. It's not that simple. Yeah, that is true. Stupid amounts of time is correct. You will eliminate 90% of the product. There we go. Jason's got it. It might be I'm cheating since he's on our team, but still, Jason's got it. 90% of the time. So look at the main things I want to point out. We're wasting stupid amounts of time. They don't trust you enough. Wasting all your time and energy. Eliminating 90% of the prospects you can help. Exactly. The funnel, the whole point of this funnel structure is we're eliminating. But where's all these other people going? The whole purpose of this structure is just to what? Throw all of these people to the side. So if we're spending our marketing budget up here, this giant thing up here at the top is where all of our money and all of our time is going into. And this structure that we're told is the way to build a business basically shows you that you're only getting a few of these people in each stage down. And the rest of this is garbage. The whole implication of this is not worth your time. So then why am I spending all day on an organic side, adding all of these friends, joining all of these groups, talking to all of these people, and then, one or two of them eventually become customers? That's great. But all of the rest of the potential relationships and the potential energy and money and everything else is I'm just supposed to leave that behind? Right? Does that make sense to any of you?
Let me know in the chat if that makes any sense to you. I mean, it did make sense to you because I guarantee you guys were all doing it before. Now, does it make sense to you? Hell nah, he says. Right? Because this is the old way of doing things. Can you produce customers this way? Yes, you can produce customers this way. Are you wasting 90% of your money and time, which are the most important resources in your entire life? Yeah, you are. And so what we're talking about now is the new way of doing things. The flywheel concept. Specifically, how all of these people can flow into the other. How all of this stuff can produce an actual process for everybody to have a place inside your ecosystem. So instead of wasting all of these people at the top, you're not good enough, so we're going to throw you to the side. We nurture them, and they go from evaluators, who are going to be mostly your free market, to your beginners, who are going to be the low ticket concept, to regulars. So for us specifically, I'll tell you how this is laid out right now. We're going to get meta a little bit. We have our free group and our free trainings where a lot of you people have come from. Our free group that has about 7,400 people. We can now fill that up because we have a way to take you from, hey, I don't know who the hell these guys are, to, okay, cool, let's spend a little bit more time together. Let's skip our coffee today, like I preached at the beginning of this call. Let's get through the bullshit and talk about what it is that you have as an offer here. Spend $7, get to know us a little bit better, and become kind of a beginner. All right, get into that VIP. Then once you get to know us a little bit, because we're going from evaluators to beginners, we're going from activate to adopt, right? Meaning we're turning you from freebie into something, just getting some kind of a function from you. You can get to know us. And you can know if you want to adopt our actual methodologies. You want to actually know who the hell we are, to the point where, oh, these guys actually do know their shit. It's the difference between hopping on a call and people being like, why the hell would I pay you thousands of dollars? I don't know who you are. Show me all of your testimonials. Prove to me your process works. Give me the stupidest, boldest, most ridiculous guarantee that you could possibly get so that I can charge you back in 3 months, right? Instead, you have a way easier, here's how I'm going to open the door and show you who I am. I'm just going to activate you, and I'm going to nurture you a little bit to prove to you that way that I know what the hell I'm doing. And if you actually do know what you're doing, this is night and day, right? So how many people here get stuck on that? Let's raise our hands. Let's drop some ones in the chat. How many people here get stuck all the time with people being like, who the fuck are you? Right? Show me your 100 testimonials. This other guy said this ridiculous guarantee. And what can you promise me is going to happen? How many hundreds of thousands of dollars can you promise me in 2 days? Because that's all the time I got, right? How many people have lost deals because of that? And they don't have a way to answer that. They don't have something to do. Right? Exactly. Because it's all about presence and offers. And eventually this kind of shit is a race to zero when you're just trying to outpromise one another and shit you can't actually fulfill. It's just an issue waiting to happen. So this situation gives you a way to, hey, let's turn these people into adopters first. Let's give them a way to know who we are. A risk-free way of getting them to know who the hell we are in the first place, so you can take it that next step. Then they become regulars. And for us, that's the GSD. That's the high ticket stuff, right? We get you into the GSD program afterwards when you can do it. And the beautiful thing is here, now, when you're really good at what you do, they turn into champions, right? I asked for one brief person to say something good today. And what did we get? Like 8, right? Because you're turning them into champions. And I'm sure if I had let it keep going, there was at least another handful of people that wanted to talk. Then that's because they just enjoy talking about it because they're having a good time. But a lot of those people that you heard today talking about how awesome some of that stuff were would never have become champions at all if it weren't for the first couple of steps being here. They wouldn't have taken that leap. At least one of the people that talked today, like right off the top of my head, had no idea who the hell we were.
would never have joined a high ticket thing, somehow opted into some random ad of ours, right, from before, and then became, through I think our challenge, a VIP, then became a GSD, now is getting even more success and is now championing us by talking to you guys. And now all of that flows into one another. So instead of trying to funnel it out like the old way, where we're trying on purpose to eliminate these people, like really the whole purpose of a funnel, and correct me if I'm wrong, if there's some funnel advocate out there, the whole entire purpose of a funnel, of the old way, is literally to eliminate people along the way. It's to find out who's not worth your time so that you can consistently move down towards your customers. And what ends up happening here is because of that, on purpose, you're not monetizing 90% of your audience. The new way of doing it, we get to actually help everybody. Who here would way prefer not even just the money? I get it, guys. And again, I told you guys this earlier, if you're chasing dollars, dollars are going to be running away, right? But this way, we get to help everybody. And again, that should be the way that we want it to be. Who here would prefer to be able to actually help 90% of the people who you bring in through all of this money and all of this effort you're doing, as opposed to having to throw them away because fuck it, they're not worth my time? Who here would like drop me a 1 in the chat, drop me a hell yeah in the chat, just whoop a little bit on your screen? I don't know, let's get some energy rolling, right? If this is resonating, guys, this is super important as a concept. Good, guys. Yes, love it. And so now we go from marketing, sales, customers to evaluators, beginners, regulars, champions. This is really the biggest part, flowing into one another. Because the last part that I talked about, these people that become champions all do what just happened today. What did they do? They showed up and they talked about how amazing their experience was with us. That will then turn evaluators into beginners who become regulars, and on and on and on and on that goes. And with this, guys, you can stop the cardinal sin of entrepreneurs, okay? Who looks at this graph and say this was your revenue, right? And gets an absolute pit in their stomach when they look at these dips. They get absolutely elated. If you're looking at this, you're like, holy shit, that looks amazing. That looks amazing. That looks amazing. How do you think you feel down here? And be honest, drop it in the chat. You guys go through this all the time. This is a result. We said 100, 100, yep, shitty, exactly. And look at how much more time you spend on these dips, right, than anything else. And I actually love that Gene just said scared. Because if you're even looking at this from an out perspective, so these are actually fantastic. But even looking at this now, you're scared. Because this giant, ridiculous dip here is still so far ahead of this, where you were over here. This giant, ridiculous dip here is so far up from where you were over here. But somehow, those dips still look heart-wrenching to you. And that's because as entrepreneurs, our cardinal sin is that we chase higher highs, always. If we're looking at this month's revenue and last month was higher than this month, we're like, oh, we're failures. Fuck this, I'm done. I should go look for a job. I need that stability, the ups and the downs. And this causes so much of the worst word that we're all scared of, burnout. Because the emotional distress, and that's why most people, I know it might not seem that way because you're all in networks, you're all talking to a bunch of people, you're surrounded by entrepreneurs all the time, but most people don't want to be entrepreneurs for this reason. Because the highs are great, but the unpredictability of it is so stressful that they end up getting burned out. And that comes primarily from chasing these higher highs. Who wants to tell me, even the GSD people who've heard me say this before, who wants to tell me how we fix this? And how does this solution that we're talking about, how does this fix the chasing the higher highs? How is this creating a process that makes this better? Drop in the chat what you think. Raise the bottom, yep. Averaging it out, yep. Not chasing the low, but yeah, there we go. Derek's got it. Raising the floor. Okay. Look at this. It's the same graph. But what I want you guys to think of is perspective. So here's what I focused on the first time. How did you feel about these dips? How did you feel about this ridiculousness? Now what I want you to do is I want you to think to yourself, instead of over here, let's look at this perspective. Now, how do you feel about that line? If you didn't look at the ups and the downs on the top, but instead you looked at this line, which is the worst drawn line of all time, pretend that it's straight. It is going straight up along these little ticks on here, right? How do you feel about that line now? Looks pretty consistently and basically straight up. Looks safe. Looks predictable. And that perspective change about what we're focusing on, as opposed to the highs and then the lows, suddenly everything doesn't look so bad. Suddenly it's like, cool, well, from this point here to this point here, if all I looked at was this average here, this raising the floor, setting a higher low, would feel great. But I guarantee an average entrepreneur rode this roller coaster and had a fucking heart attack and almost gave up. Because all they saw was, oh shit, that was amazing month. January, I made 200,000, and then I made 120, and then I made 90, and then I made 80. And now slowly, even here, you're like, well, this is not this, so I suck. And they might have given up before they ever got to this giant influx, right? And be able to go up. Doing that is how you burn out. But correcting yourself, that's how you stay sane. And using this, how do I get rid of that? Let's click buttons and clear all the drawings. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Making sense, guys. Drop me a 1 in the chat if this is making sense and resonating, clicking a little bit, making you guys understand how to differentiate your perspective. Good. Now, let's go to cool. So when we did this, guys, it changed everything. All right. This is how we were able to start looking at this perspective differently. 193 recurring customers is what we got in the first 30 days. We're going to go over how we got those customers in just a sec. 17 more high ticket sales just from upgrading those customers. It's almost a 10% upgrade, right? And I think it's gone up since then. And the close rate for different calls that we were actually connecting with jumped up from 30 to about 60 at the beginning of this month because of the ability to use this in our structure. Now, how are we able to do that? It's because it was the missing piece to our value ladder. Okay, normal customer journeys that we have go from people who are clueless, as in they do not know who you are. They are product, company, and solution unaware. No idea who you are. They then go into being rookies, meaning, hey, I'm kind of okay and good at this. Maybe I could do this, right? So for us, it's like people who want to be a coach or an agency. Maybe they have a client or they've started the concept process to get a couple of people, right? Over here, maybe they just know about the things and they're not quite sure that they want to do it or how they would even go about doing it. Established is when a person has some clients. So a coach or an agency has some paying customers. They just need to go to that next level. A vet is where they're established. You know, they're really here. They've done this for a bit. They've got a core audience, but they're not at that level they want to be yet. And then an expert. The problem with most of what you guys are doing right now is you've got free shit for the clueless people, and you've got vet and expert solutions for when you've got money. And most people that you're going to be advertising to, because most people in the world are going to be rookie or just slightly established. And so you're leaving these people behind because they can't quite afford that high ticket thing yet. Even though 1 or 2 minor tweaks could produce a result that could get them to take that next step with you. And I want that to be completely clear, okay? Because it's going to come into play when I talk about setup in just a second. 1 or 2 tiny tweaks that could get them to be able to afford your thing. So we're talking about nurturing them by having a system that gets you in front of them all the time, but we're also talking about what is a result that I can help them get that will then allow them to be able to afford the high ticket thing and be able to go to that next level. Is that making sense, guys? Again, 1 in the chat if that's making sense. All right, Leia's still awake. David's still awake. There we go. Ones. Cool. Good. So we want to have something in here that can get them from rookie to established, right? Or from clueless to rookie. We want to know where is the majority of our audience that we're leaving behind. Normally from rookie to established is going to be, I have a client or I have a thought or I have a little bit of this. How do I get that next client so that I can then reinvest and become established? You want to be able to get them from clueless or rookie to established quickly. Now, you're never going to be leaving anybody behind. Again, the biggest issue here, again, is that you're leaving 90% of your audience behind. That means 90% of your money, we've harped on this a lot today, money and time is being completely wasted because you can't monetize those leads that you're adding, those friends that you're adding to your profile, those followers that you're gathering on Instagram, those group members you're putting into Facebook groups, all because somebody told you to raise your prices. Now we want to fill up the value ladder. What you're seeing before was free audience builders, high ticket access. That's what you had going on. Missing pieces in there meant that they had to basically jump off of a trampoline or off of a cliff and somehow make it to your top floor, right? They had to hit that next level without first being nurtured or given the results to actually go to that next step. Making sense, guys? Yes, no, cool, good. What we want to do now is create a low ticket membership. The low ticket membership is going to fit into your overall value ladder for here, okay? Because what we have for people's relationships with us is usually around this if you're doing a good job. So this is a graph with this side representing results. This is the graph side representing time. The longer that they spend with us, usually the higher the result. Now, we talk a lot in various trainings about the scary offer for your high ticket thing. It's the conversation starter. And it's the biggest, boldest thing that you can absolutely do. If they give you enough time, if they give you enough money, whatever you need, you can produce this amazing result. And it starts all the conversations. And we talk a lot about Basecamp offer, which was supposed to be the catch-all, right? Who here from the GSD has heard me say these terms before? Drop a 1 in the chat. And now what we're doing is we've actually solidified what the catch-all is. So what I used to talk about was just a downsell. Now, what I mean by that downsell is going to be the low ticket memberships or a SaaS model, which is basically a membership just utilizing the SaaS, right? And so this now allows us to say, cool, what can I do here to actually achieve the result they need to take that next step with me? What can I do at this point to make sure that we develop this relationship together and that they can afford the next step? And so for us, it was a few things, right? We want to make sure specifically that they get a client. So what I would do if I were you for setting up your low ticket membership is this. Create a timeline, draw one out. Here's where they are. Here's where you need them to get to afford your high ticket membership. What are the steps that any person would need to take? So for instance, if I was an agency and I was clueless, right? Going with the graph that I showed you, and I wanted them to get to at least established or rookie, right? I would say, cool, they need to pick a niche. They need to make an offer. They need to do outreach. And they probably need a tiny bit of sales so that they can get a sale, right? So we say we're taking them from zero, and we need them to get to the point where they have 1 to 2 recurring clients so they can afford the bigger program and then actually have the right stuff in place to be able to scale to the next level with us. And so now what do I do to set this up? Well, the main goals, right, of your low ticket membership are two things. Goal one, interaction with boundaries. Okay, and the purpose of this is to nurture and get them nurtured and in front of your brand. Goal number two is get them to the stage needed to buy into your high ticket product, right? Which means, do they need to make a little bit of money to be able to afford it? Do they need a mindset shift in them to know who you are and know, like, and trust your product before they'll do it? What is the core thing that would keep an individual from affording your stuff? Then we do, basically for us, 1 weekly training. You don't want to do any more than that. And it's got to be, again, with boundaries, because it's a low ticket thing. 1 networking chat so that they can interact with themselves. You don't go in and spend all day in there, but they can help each other if you set it up correctly. And at least 1 course that assists with goal 2. So some sort of course material that gets them to this point. Structuring this appropriately with the timeline in place allows you to have that part of the value ladder created. Right? Does that make sense? So I'm seeing a lot of hows that came up through the chat. That was a how moment. Okay, so hopefully you guys are all paying attention. If you fell asleep, oh well, too bad. Just as for everybody that wants to know, all of the stuff like the whiteboards and the screenshots and assets and stuff that we go over throughout this, they go into the VIP room. I think I've talked about that before, to make sure that that happens. So if Jason, can you drop the link again to the VIP so that people can hop on that, the $7 one. So if you want those, the screen shares and all that kind of shit, we do record all of that. We put it in there. What is a good price point for low ticket? We do most of ours at $47 a month. Some of them we do at $97, but I would suggest starting at $47 and then get yourself to a certain threshold that you want, prove it out, and then raise it up to probably $75, $97, that kind of stuff then.
Can I hop in on the pricing thing really quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like we're going to be going over this specific topic on the next Diamond Club. So it's going to be private. So for those guys not already in it, join it and we'll show you and walk you through it specifically, because if you have a coaching offer, then it becomes a digital good, a digital product, almost like you built the thing, you've recorded it, you're going to show up live, whatever it is, like kind of like we do it, you can model it around us. But you now essentially turn into a software that's scalable when you have digital products. Once you have a skill, you teach it and you get other people results. The second part is going to be services that you guys do, because a lot of you guys are going to be marketing agencies. Now, there's going to be a different method to get a low ticket to high ticket ascension model, which Cody's witnessed twice this week from clients that we literally brought on with anywhere between $100 to $300 foot in the door starting offers. And one person signed a contract for $42,800 right after. And another person signed a contract that's $3,500 a month times 6, whatever the math is there. All by starting with this low to high ascension model when Cody was showing the methodology of leaving and people on the table, because we're not meeting them where they are, because we're taking complete strangers to buying low ticket because it's safe, it's low risk, it's high value, they get the relationship, then they can commit. So it's like a methodology and a process of how we kind of acquire the customer through trust, low cost things or low price things, high value things. So our price is here, our value is just through the roof, and we build that relationship. And it could be 24 hours, it could be 24 days, it could be 24 minutes where you can do the cross sell, the upsell, and acquire that rapport, that relationship. Does that make sense for everybody? I'll give a very specific example. You guys do somebody in here, what do you guys offer? Like drop what you offer in the chat for me right now. Okay. Like I know Derek does copy, local SEO. Okay, cool. Marketing plus SaaS, email, web design. Okay, Cool. What else? Come on, guys. Let's keep going. E-commerce, GHL support. Okay. Now I'm going to just pick out local SEO because Fred was up there first, and then you can back it into what you guys do. But again, for you guys that are already Diamond Club, you'll get this next Thursday anyways. So local SEO, how fucking hard is it to do an audit? It's very easy, right? How hard is it to just fill in the fields where it has name, email, phone number, hours, holidays, fill in and optimize a one-time optimization for the client to earn their business and show them the before and the after. Now you have that structure set up. You can charge them $150. You can charge them $500. Heck, if you are risky and you're good at sales, you can charge $1,000 for one-time optimization. Now that it's optimized, what's the next logical step? Now that they look good on the internet, now that they're sexy, they have their full profile filled out. So when somebody sees them on the internet, they actually look like a legitimate company versus a fly-by-night, because that's what people think. You don't have proper information, your hours are all wonky, they're not there. They're not going to think you're a real business because they just see what they see on the internet and they judge the book by its cover. So that's one offer that you can do. The next logical step is to develop the relationship and saying, hey, now that we got everything all squared away, now that we got the structure here, would you be interested in possibly driving traffic so more people call your business? Can I walk you through that recommendation? Now you have your SEO offer. And then after you do the SEO, then you can talk about, hey, I know that SEO is going to take a couple months. What if we drove traffic now? Kind of like those guys that go to the gym, they're all buff. Some of them do some steroids so those muscles come faster. What if we did some pay-per-click and got you traffic and sales now while our organic marketing is catching up? And then it can keep going and going and going. Social media marketing after that, website design, redesign after that, content after that. There's just so much more that's behind it. It's a structure, it's a flow. But we gain the trust implicitly on that very first in-the-door offer. And we use our sales senses, our sensory acuity of how to read those situations. Because some of you guys may be thinking, well, am I sacrificing $3,000 a month for this low ticket thing? You just got to know the difference. You got to practice, right? You got to know, hey, is this guy a good fit and I have to be patient and it's a second call? Or do I want to be impatient saying, hey, let me get him as a client, trust in my skills that I can ascend him later? And that takes a little bit of rehearsal. Okay. So I just want to kind of layer it back, not just from like coaching offers, because it's fantastic for that, but it's also equally fantastic for anything. Like Costco does it. You buy a $125 membership, then you buy all the shit in the store. You buy a $1.50 hot dog, $1.50 hot dog, then you end up spending on average $114 per visit. The retention rate is 90% of people renew that membership to go buy groceries. So you have to pay money before you enter the store to buy groceries. What a wild surprise, right? Low ticket, $100 membership, spend on average $114 per visit. Amazon, $99. You get to get shipping faster to your house and a bunch of movies, right? And now guess what? They make it easy for you to buy. They're sending you up and up and up, and now it's addictive, and now you go nowhere. You don't even leave your fucking house now. They sell groceries now. It's all on the phone, and Alexa will know when your toilet paper's out and do it for you. So look at all the big brands that do loaded high ticket, 7-Eleven, coffee, Slurpees, and you buy the other shit after that, the chips, the liquor. So it's being used in every single possible scenario. Las Vegas hotels get $100 credit to come stay in our rooms. You'll stay for free too. That's $1,000 of shit they're giving you. But what are you going to do? Gamble it. They're getting you in for their high ticket offer. Gamble your money away. Buy drinks, buy food, go to a show. So see how that makes sense in any scenario. Everybody's muted, so I was hoping for like, yeah.
Sorry.
I was like, man, I'm like done talking. I'm like, this is gonna be an awkward pause.
Really amazing stuff, dude. Thanks.
Yeah.
A few questions inside the chat. We're gonna do the Q&A stuff in the VIP session. That's where we do it. So hop in that, skip Starbucks, all that crap. One thing I am seeing is some people say, well, if I don't teach them how to make money, how are they gonna go to the next stage, right? Whatever you do teach them needs to be how to get to that next step. So if it's not money, it's going to be something about mindset. It's going to be teaching them about your story. It's going to be teaching them whatever you're good at. Just give them the first step in whatever your bigger, higher ticket journey would be anyway. So if you're an agency
right? If you need them to be able to make money and run some stuff, you give them the first preliminary assets to go out and make some money organically, maybe, so that they can afford to scale with paid traffic. If you're teaching people how to build a business from scratch, you get people to get started building that business from scratch and then get that first couple of steps forward. There's a bunch of different ways, and we'll dive into it a little bit deeper inside the VIP. But the point is to fit this into your value ladder, to create the middle point, right? If I erased this, there's just a giant gap of about 90% right between it, and you're losing all of those people. But we insert this and suddenly we have a path the whole way along. So hopefully that's making sense and we can get that going. Now, when we did this, right, we structure the program like I just said. We want course material to help get them where they need to be and take the next steps with you. We want weekly trainings. We want a private networking group, accountability and support chat. That private chat, in my opinion, is huge, right? So we purposely have it there, but we don't go in and answer questions 24/7 in the chat in a low ticket thing. I do sometimes because I can't help myself, but everybody else in there is helping each other every single day. I see people talking in there, helping one another, lifting it up. Rising tide lifts all boats. And it also produces a boundary situation where other people are getting help, getting answers, and being inside your ecosystem without you having to spend all your time on that. Now that it was structured, right? Let's talk about the Launchpad. Let's talk about how did we actually fill it up? How did we get those 193 customers in under 30 days by making this happen? So the first thing we did, and I'm going to actually go over some of the actual assets here of what we did, how we did it, the different course materials that happened, and all the stuff that you guys also happen to get if you're inside the VIP room. The free 3-day challenge. I love launching things with masterclasses or free 3-day challenges. Absolutely love it. A huge group of our first people came from, we did this 100K challenge that we do every so often. And on day one, I did exactly what I did here today. So here today, you notice that, like, I'm not beating around the bush. I just get an offer out of the way right away, so you guys know what the hell's going on. So nobody's hanging around being like, oh, when's this guy going to do the pitch? When's he going to do the pitch, right? That's not what we're about. We're about giving value. And the same thing we did that day was just, hey, told you guys about the secondary part of it, and you guys could hop in. I think we got, I don't know, 50, 60 people from the first couple of days of that. And that was huge. And we set it up this way. We teach this inside of the GSD program to use these to launch your Facebook groups, to use these to launch all kinds of stuff. And we used it to launch this. You'll notice we did this challenge. We got about 260 members, signups, registrants into it. We had a show rate, I think it was 70 to 100 people on each of the days. And we got people in each and every day, so that uptick. That was a huge way to start. So before even doing the launch, we had a couple of mini lives, right? So we do weekly promo sequences and this kind of stuff with this. And we do these where it was just, we would insert the concept of what we were going to be doing for the VIP, for the Diamond Club. And we had people join then. So we were able to do these kind of weekly structures where we're doing hype post, then event each week. And then all of that was leading up to the 100K challenge, which was the 3-day challenge. So let's talk about that for a second. Let's bring this up just so you can see what I mean by this. Again, all of these screen shares and drawings and all this kind of stuff get given to the VIP room afterwards. So for this specifically, what we did was weekly promo cycle. And that was Tuesday, hype post, Wednesday, event, Thursday, actual live. And so we did 2 of these prior to the challenge. The challenge was a free challenge that had an upsell page on the back end for the VIP. You guys have all seen it because you all registered for this. It's the same thing that happened here, right? And so a lot of the people, before we even got to the challenge, were grabbing the upsell, or on the live hypes that we did before that, on our profiles and our groups, we're getting that same thing. We did an email sequence to the free challenge, to the challenge, which again, all of it got the thing. And then we did after that, a promo cycle after that to get people from the challenge. So you can see the whole first month was focused around, interestingly enough, not this product, but with a mechanism to launch this product. And I think that's super important for you guys to understand. We didn't just do some giant sequence out of the gate about how awesome this specific product would be. What we actually did was we did an awesome training, gave away as much awesome, amazing value as we possibly could inside of the 3-day challenge, 3 days of our time. And then we just informed people along the way, hey, if you like this, by the way, we're going to give away way fucking more, right, inside the VIP and give you guys even more shit. And so we were able to truly push that narrative forward, level that up, and sign up a bunch of people that way. So that was the first one. Then after that was done, right, we did a 2-week follow-up email sequence straight to VIP. So then after that was done and we'd introed the concept, so people kind of knew, okay, cool, we did an announcement, we did the challenge, we did all this stuff. We then did a 2-week promo sequence here, and we give all of this stuff again to the VIPs. This is all inside of our affiliate marketing material for this exact thing, this promo sequence that we used to actually launch it. I think there's about 10 emails inside of here, where now it was directly to the coach, to the 7-day, the VIP challenge. So these specific emails got to get sent out, got to be promoted. And again, we got even more people that way. And then we did an ongoing event and organic content sequence. So the organic content sequence is also inside of this. And you can see what I mean by that. So we did a bunch of pre-written content, and you can see on here, on any of our organic trainings, right, you get these kind of pre-written posts, and you can see exactly the posts that we did. But there's always a 30-day one that we're inserting social proofing. We're inserting long form launch posts, or we're doing 2 steps, all of this kind of stuff where the assets get given out and they could make that happen. So this complete kind of structure where it was very systematic, right? A promo sequence promoting the challenge, everything was related to the challenge, got that up and out of there. A promo sequence after the challenge was over to promote the VIP that we had introduced, and then emails for both ends, and then actual weekly lives that kind of went over and broke down the different segments of it. That's specifically how we were able to launch it. So when I'm talking about the launch pad, that's specifically what I'm saying. So we were able to truly get that up and off the ground with a bunch of assets, strategy, and push that forward. And, you know, a lot of the people who are staring me in the face right now that are VIPs came from that challenge. So you guys all know exactly what I mean. I think at least 2 of the people too, right, at the beginning of the call that were talking about how good it was, came from that challenge specifically. They even mentioned it in their statement. They said, I came from a challenge. That was how we did it. And that's how we launched the Facebook group that we have too. A lot of these things, it's really easy to push when you can build that hype up and get people ready to rock. That kind of makes sense, guys? Hopefully this has been good, guys. So far, we've gone over the whys, we've gone over the structure, we've gone over the how did we fill it up. If you guys aren't writing notes down, I don't really know what the hell you're doing.
Yeah, and just, I mean, from the first time, if this is new to you guys, or if you're just also hearing it for a reiteration, like it takes time to sink in, right? So you're gonna run into problems or whatnot, and that's exactly why we do have the Diamond Club. We make it so here's information, absorb it, fuck it up, get confused, come back, ask those questions, get clear, execute, but execute properly without guessing. Otherwise, a year will go by, and then it's like, where did that low ticket offer go? Is it relevant? Should I do it? Is it too late? All those what ifs come up in your head, right? Because I mean, there's a bunch of people here on this live right here that show up every single time. I see all these familiar faces like Rob, Fred, Leah. I'm probably saying it wrong again. You have to apologize. Megan, like everybody shows up. Jason, Jen, like everybody I can see who's showing up. And then I can also, David, I see their screenshots. I see their results. It's like, it's not like by luck, it's by the circumstance they put themselves in, the community that they've invested into themselves, not into us, into themselves. Because when you buy something, you're betting on yourself. When you don't buy something, you're also betting against yourself if you know it to be true that you should be doing something, because everything takes a little bit of a risk. It takes an investment. And that's why these low ticket things, when I pitch or present to customers, whether it's for coaching and we have the Diamond, or if it's for retainer-based services and I have my other types of weapons, as I call them, where I can get started with them, skip the line of the long process of negotiating $120,000 annual contracts or $60,000 or even $24,000 annual contracts, because that's a lot of money. It's intimidating. It's so easy to run away from it and get scared and saying, hey, I'll figure it out all by myself. And then that business is going to go fuck themselves over because they're going to be out of business in 3 years. So that's why I have the foot in the door, because I need to break that barrier. It's like you have this wall up for no reason. You don't know me, I don't know you. And that's why you're putting this weird wall up. Your mom, your dad, somebody taught you, don't buy from strangers. Don't invest. It's stupid. It's terrible. Keep your money. That's the safest way to stay alive. It's actually not, right? So now we have to break that psychology of what they believe to be true. And these low ticket offers are just so easy because they want it, they need it, they enjoy it. And it's like, boom, you're going to give me all this value for this little price. Cool, let's start. then you have that buffer, that time from point of low ticket to point of delivery. In between that is your relationship, is your authority, is you seeding that next level. Would it be okay with you if I made recommendations that can help increase your revenue? What would be the answer to that question if I asked every one of you guys? Pretend I'm asking you one by one. I got Ricardo, I got David, I got Fred, I got Nico, everybody. If I said, hey, Nico, would it be okay with you if I made some recommendations that I think could increase your net revenue? Who would say yes to that?
I would say yes. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Now look at where our mindset's going. They want recommendations. They want help. Because if somebody says no, totally fine. That we just don't offer anything, right? But I've never had a no to that. There's only one answer. That any human that breathes, that owns a business, that wants to improve, that is not all like whacked out, right? You have to be like a conscious human being. But the only one answer is it's yes. There's never a no to that question. And that's why the low ticket offer is so effective, because things can happen boom, boom, boom. Okay, Cody, you were sharing the screen before I kind of
I wanted everybody to applaud that time after you're done, but nobody got the hint. So we're gonna come on, guys. This is what I asked for last time. Fuck it. Good. Let's go. All right, guys. So who here thinks that this is now, like after listening today, understanding that you've been doing it the old way this whole time, who here thinks that that's something that they're going to go and actually try to implement in their business? Raise your hand, drop them some thumbs up. Let's talk about it a little. Yeah, good.
I've actually started to implement it. So I've dropped my membership down to $7 and bring people in for the first month.
Good. I mean, that's worked really well for us.
That's after last week. So
good, man. I love it. I know a few of you guys have, because I've just seen it. And that's fine. And FYI, everybody in the GSD gets all of our funnels, our emails, our content, all of that shit gets given. That's what we're all about. So we're going to get intimate here in a second. All right. So it's not just us. Oh, yeah. I forgot to mention this. Not just us. I work with a few very big coaching clients. Some of the names you guys probably recognize. Recently, we helped one of the clients implement this exact strategy, this exact thing. Okay. And we went from him being stuck at about 100K a month. I know, boohoo, stuck, but it is stuck still for about 1.5 years, to implementing this strategy. And within 60 days, we were able to get him to his first 200K a month by implementing this strastrategy. What we're at now is about 500 subscribers, 10% upgrade to high ticket. So it's 50 and counting, same as ours, right around 10%. And this has been able to make that crush it, guys. I want you guys to see that, it's not a one-off thing. It's something we've done ourselves. There's a few people inside of here that are implementing it for themselves. And we've been able to scale people to 200K plus months. So what I want to talk about right now, guys, we believe in results, not just words. You guys have seen some of our clients talking. What we're going to be doing specifically for this, and I mentioned there was one more offer coming today before we head off into the ether, into the VIP room, which we're going to be doing in just a second. If you guys are interested in putting something like this together, where we structure your flywheel and membership for you, you get all of our funnels, content, and group that we set up for you, done for you, ad set up, complete GSD training access. There's going to be different levels to this. I'll tell you this right now. Either you have audience members and you have different structures in place and are ready for the full kit and caboodle, or you're not, right? If you're not, we would be putting you into a different thing to get you up to that point first and then implementing it. But it is a complete structure specific to what we've talked about today. It's transferring your business from the old way of doing things to the new way of doing things instead, okay? Transferring it from the old way to the new way. Very, 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 very important for you to understand that. We're going to do a beta run of this new offer with extremely accessible payment plans or different methods of making it work, because it's going to be depending again on where you're at inside your business, what you've actually got available for us for assets. If you want to do it, if you want to see how we might be able to help you do it, can you raise your hand inside the chat? Just drop a 1 in the chat. What we're going to do is we're just going to specifically set up a call with you, my man. If my man Jason is still in here, you still in here, Jason? Jason.
Yeah,
yes,
there
he is right there. Jason is going to drop, I don't know if you want to drop your link to your profile or what you want to do, but let's
drop the calendar link and let's just get everybody to book right now. You can just DM everybody, confirm with everybody so you can just talk in the chat while we're here, because you guys can stay on and ask your questions as well. Anybody who dropped the one, or like, we just hang out with us and we'll get you all booked up. And like Cody's mentioning, like
you guys that are in the main GSD program, so Coach Lee and Cody Sterling, you guys, what we'll do for you guys is I'll probably have a separate call where we do a little consulting session and just plan it all out, because I want to figure out how that looks to get to that stage, right? If that makes sense. I want to really comb through your businesses, because I know specifically where you guys are at. So I just want to rock through, see where you guys are at right now, and see what makes sense to put those next pieces of the puzzle together. So if you two could reach out to me individually, because you guys are already in the program, you can do that. Access, very important, people, right? They can do that. And I'll hook that up so we can talk next week. Everybody else who's doing it right now, dropping ones, 30K would leave me if I pay you anyway. Would he leave you if you paid 7?
Would it be worth it to join our program?
I don't know.
We'll make you rich, and we'll make you rich. Yeah, make you rich and him jealous, and stay with you. I love it when one person's on board and the other one's not, and bringing them both together. That's my favorite part of sales.
We'll do a 2-for-1 deal. So everybody, please keep dropping ones. What did we get in here? I don't know if Jason dropped his link or not yet, or if he's DMing people, or what's going on. There it is. Okay, cool. All right. So if that Jason, you put the January only link in there, I think, because it says month on there. So just because it's already January 26th or something. I don't know if they do that on purpose, but anyway. So everybody can do that real quick, please and thank you. We're ramping down. I'm going to go into the VIP room here in a second. So not to drop a bajillion links on you, but if you want to jump into the VIP and make sure that you're on here. Thanks for coming, Christina. If you want to hop in the VIP room with us and make some shit happen, do 2 things for me. 1, buy it, obviously. And then 2, send myself or Rahul a DM immediately so that we get you into the VIP. Because what we're going to do is we're going to shut this off here just now. And then
Coach Lee has her hand up before we shut it off.
I'm not doing it yet. I'm just saying we're going to shut this off, and then I'm going to drop the link specifically for the VIP room only to the people in the VIP chat. So if you guys want to hop on.
Okay.
Coach Lee, you got something?
Yes, I just have to switch locations. Is there a way I can get into the VIP chat?
I think so. I think I can make that happen for you. Yeah. I'll drop you a link. I'll drop the link in the other. 100%.
Thank you. Wonderful training.
Cool. The VIP chat. Sander, are you in the VIP? Sander? Yes. Okay. Cool. Can you send myself? Do you have me on Facebook as a friend? Cool. Send me a DM if you're not in the chat. I'll get you in the chat. Just send me a DM and say hi. I'm whatever, or GSD. I'll see it. I'll look right now and I'll get you in the chat if you're not in there yet. Cool. Cool. Yes. Cool. Very good. All right. So I want to make sure there was a bunch of people that dropped 1. So I'm going to go through you guys one by one. Drop me a 2 if you have booked with Jason, so I don't end this call too early. Leia, Ricardo, Fred, Nikos, Coach JP, and Damon. Have you guys all, is the link worked for all you guys? You got all this shit done. You booked your call with Jason so that we can check out the offer for this stuff and we can see if we can make that stuff happen or not.
Yeah, I booked it already.
Cool. Leia, good. I'm already in the VIP chat. I'm getting a whole bunch of you guys asking if you're in the VIP chat. Let's do this. And I'm going to drop a link. Here's my profile. Link specifically to me because I'll make sure you'll get in there. Okay. Here's my profile. Send me a DM and say VIP or something. And I'll make sure that you're both in the chat and you get the link because we're going to hop off and head over there in just a second. Cool. Coach JP, does whip mean you did it? Did you get it done? Again, let's go over here. So the link to book is for if you're interested in getting us to help you implement what we've talked about today. So specifically this, we're going to be going over on the call, structuring your flywheel and membership, done for you funnels, content group setup, implementing this, ads that are done, complete GSD training access. We're going to do a beta run of it, extremely accessible payment plans. You just got to book your call, see how it all works out, and we can help you out. We've got different things available for depending on where you're at, if it's doing it or not. So I would book it, Naheem, if you want. Work in progress. Okay, good. I'm gonna add that acronym to my head now, because I'll know what WIP is. Work in progress. Cool. All right, I got a message from Mark and Dea. Please hit me up in chat for the VIP chat if you guys want to get in there. And cool. Anybody else not get this booked yet? If for some reason Jason sent a broken link that isn't working, it's not really his style, but you can also send us DMs and we can get you hooked up. And here, Rahul, anything you want to go over real quick before we migrate over to the
No, I mean, just whoever's not in the VIP, start there. You have no risk, all reward. So it's just money making, hardworking people networking like crazy, because I know a bunch of these people are working together on deals and closing shit and new motivation, right? We got to crowdsource because COVID fucked things up and made people depressed, fat, and whatever they feel. Now we're just going to make money, and now we don't need human interaction because this is it. We can make money together and get fit together. So we're jumping that VIP $7, and then we'll see the VIPs who have already invested into it right now.
Cool, love it. All right, and one last chance. Jason did put the links to the VIP and the link to book on his calendar right there. If again, for some reason, because somebody just drop me a bunch of 2s if you've already booked, and drop me a 3 if it's all gone to shit and you don't know how to use a link. that's my question. You'd be surprised how many times we shut this off and had people be like, hey man, I tried really hard, but it didn't fucking work and I couldn't do it. So I just want to make sure everybody's good, everybody's figured it out. And there was a bunch of 2s in there that wanted it. How do we get room? You guys got to get to that. I'm going to say it one more time. Here's the link to my profile, because I still keep seeing people asking me questions. Here's the link to my profile. If you are not in the VIP chat, it is a group Facebook chat. It is called Diamond Club VIP support chat. If you are not in there, because I'm still getting a bunch of DMs and I'm seeing a couple other people in here, please click that link inside the chat that goes to my profile and DM me the word VIP, and I will get you all set up, because that's where everybody's hanging out, guys. So if you missed out on that on the instructions when you bought in, I want to make sure you get in 100%. So cool, good. All right, cool guys, we're gonna switch over. I see a bunch of you guys DM me. If you want in the VIP, you know how to do it, then send me a DM. If you don't, that's fine. I love you guys anyway, and I will see you guys on the next training. Everybody hopefully got a lot out of this. Yes, give me some thumbs up, some thumbs up. Give me thumbs down if you think I'm a piece of shit and I wasted your time, but a thumbs up if you think I'm amazing. Good, cool. Love you guys too. That's all we wanted. Let's head over to the VIP, check out the chat. We'll see you guys in there. Get shit done. Bye, everybody.